All right, good day, guys. Just making a little presentation here on short talk that is to be done by those students who are registered at stage 3, level 2 in City and Girls. Now, what exactly is this short talk that I'm talking about? As I think about the context of City and Girls, we're talking about a structured presentation that is expected to be given um, as you would have received your topic. Now, this can be likened to an essay. The only difference is that while you're doing this presentation, you're presenting it for the sake of the examination as a peer listens and assigns you a grade. Now, candidates are expected to speak clearly and appropriately on this given situation. And as the presenter, you are expected to give an account, a description, or an explanation on this situation. So, in short, candidates registered for stage 3 you are expected to give evidence. The talk is expected to be done in 4 or 3 minutes, and at the end of the talk, as the presenter, you must ask if there are any questions. Now, it's very important that as individuals presenting at the stage 3 level, that you integrate research material into your speech. So, what this simply means is that you're going to have to do some research. A lot of information is available on YouTube and on any search site that you so desire to use. The aim is that as you present your short talk, you speak persuasively, supporting or disagreeing with the topic and giving instructions as multi-steps instructions and a call to action. And you must respond to a peer evaluation. Now, as you prepare to do your short talk or your presentation, remember the topic that we are considering now is there anything that young children can do to reduce the effects of climate change in their country? Now, as you carry out the presentation, you're expected to introduce the topic, present information and ideas, give your own point of view, give instructions to the audience for actions that they can take, what we call a call to action, make conclusions and recommendations. And remember, all of this should be done in 3 to 4 minutes. And you'll be graded on how you present information, if it's clear, if when you're presenting information it's very persuasive, and you be graded on how you respond to your peers as they ask you different questions. So this is what the booklet looks like. Now remember, I spoke with you last and we came to an understanding that you have dual roles as the presenter, and then the role will be flipped where you will be listening to a presentation of someone who will be your peer. Now, if you're looking at this booklet here, you'll realize that the booklet asks that you reflect. Now, this is after you would have received feedback from your listener. So your listener will first of all grade you if you spoke with confidence, if the information was sequenced, if you gave explanation, if you adopted your contribution to suit the needs of your speaker, if you supported the opinions with evidence, and if you responded properly to the questions asked. And then the listener will say with the question that he or she asked you, and say two what they liked about your presentation and what they thought that you could have done differently. And you, in turn, while you're reflecting, you will have to say what the listener thought about your presentation, and you'd also have to say what is one positive point from your presentation as was seen or um, related by the peers, and what you think you can develop. Now, this is what the assessor will use to grade you. So it's basically the same thing. Though you are asked to speak confidently, and if you do so, you'll be getting 2 marks. Now, you're asked to show that what you're presenting is organized and sequenced. If you do so, you get 2 marks. You're asked to give an explanation or an account on whatever it is that you are asked to present. If you do so, you get 2 marks. Multi-steps instruction. So during the presentation, as you give, this probably will be done by the conclusion where you're giving steps that you think or or even in the body, depending on how you choose to develop their essay, steps on how they could show um, that youths can choose to fight against the effect of climate change. So you're going probably, do you say one, do you say two, do you say three? We need to see clear steps. If you do so, you get 2 marks. Now, how you respond confidently to the detailed or extended questions, again, 2 marks. Now, constructive criticism or feedback, it might not sound like into your ear, but you need to demonstrate some sense of professionalism, some sense of etiquette in your response. And if you respond properly, you'll get 2 marks. Now, in reviewing the structure of an essay, because I said the presentations is almost like an essay. So you have an introduction with your grab, your opinion, and additional information, and your thesis points, which is where we want to see. That is what we're going to focus on as you go into the development, where you have your transitional phrase, you know, first, second, third, next, whatever expression, and the specific thesis point, and the opinion that you have on this thesis point, and the evidence that you have on this thesis point. Now, as you get into your conclusion, we want to see your transitional phrase, your rephrase thesis, your recommendations, your suggestions, your call to action. So, when you think about the topic that you have been given, is there anything that young children can do to reduce the effects of climate change in their country? We're talking about Jamaica, of course. The introduction, grab opinion, additional information, thesis, speak about the climate in your country. And we're talking about JA. So, you want to give opinion on the topic. Is there anything that young children can do? Do you think they can do anything? Say what you say, yes or no. Right? Then you specify the 3 things that you think they can do. Now, by the time you get into developing this idea now for your presentation, then this is where you want to introduce your transitional phrase, the specific thesis point, opinion on the thesis point, and the evidence on this thesis point. Why not think about giving opinion on each of the 3 effects and then describe, explain, or give evidence of these effects? By the time you get to your conclusion now, you want to focus on the transitional phrase that is defined for a conclusion. To sum up in the end, let me finally say, or others, and then you're going to rephrase your thesis and you want to give your recommendation, your suggestions, your call to action. So I'm just suggesting at this point, why not speak about what young children can do to reduce the effects of climate change? Just ensure that you reinforce it here in this particular section, especially as it relates to Jamaica. So I won't be able to play this video for you. So I hope that your teachers will share for you this PowerPoint and this video here, Climate Change in Jamaica, taken from YouTube. It says something about climate change in Jamaica. As I said, I'm not playing for you. So let me just quickly pause. Let me just pause that quickly. I'm fast forwarding it. And here's another video, this one specific again, something about climate change in Jamaica. These two, because I'm not going to play that as well. There's another video here. This is about the Caribbean. Probably have a wider context. You have more to speak on. Again, I am not going to play that because I'm hoping that you'll get information from your teachers. And there are several videos that I have here that says what we can do from a Caribbean context and what we can do from a Jamaican context. So again, I am not going to play that. I hope that you will get that from your teacher as well. Probably most important part of the presentation is that as you integrate the research into your short talk, you have to ensure that you state that you're quoting. So whatever it is that you're saying, and you know that it's a quote, say, and I quote from so and so. And remember, the resources that you're using, they ought to be credited. So you have to say who wrote the work that you are using in your research and say when it was written. All the best. And I know you will do your best.